One of the principles we talked about early in this video tape was control the controllables. One of the things I mentioned just a few minutes ago was that you needed to control your emotions between pitches. These fit together quite well, but we need some techniques for doing that. How do we control our emotions? How do we control the emotions, particularly when something bad has just happened? The umpires made a bad call. We got fooled on the changeup and had an awful swing. We're looking bad. We just don't feel right at the plate. We've got to learn how to deal with discomfort. We actually got to learn how to be comfortable with discomfort. So how do we do those types of things? One of the ways to get rid of the negative past is what we call releases. We need ways between pitches to get rid of that last pitch that wasn't the way we want it to be. Maybe we can pick up some grass and toss it aside like we're tossing the last pitch away. Maybe we can do that with dirt. Maybe we can take our foot and erase that by just erasing the ground and imagining that's where the last pitch is and we're erasing that. We're getting rid of it. Maybe mentally we can think of that distraction or the last thing that just happened to us as being a pop-up on a computer screen, and we exit out or delete it. And those things just keep popping up and we got to keep Xing out and keep deleting. Maybe we can take a really hard swing and knock the last pitch to China and get rid of it, or knock it into outer space, wherever we want to get rid of it. Maybe we can just turn our back on it. Maybe we can do like some players do and mentally flush it away. Some teams, even players, will go into a dugout and want to get rid of the last at bat, and they'll just go flush the toilet at the end of the dugout. Or maybe they'll have a toy toilet, if you want to call it that you get from some novelty store, and keep it in the dugout. Some teams are known to do that. But mentally we can flush the negative emotion, the negative experience that we just had, the bad swing, the bad umpire call, the bad weight distribution, or our hands drifting or whatever. Maybe we can flush that. Maybe we can imagine it's a page of a magazine and we tear that page out and throw it into the trash can. Any of these can be releases. What we've got to do is be able to get rid of the negative past. I remember a story being told about Clara Barton, who was the founder or head of the Red Cross, and someone was telling her about a certain person, and she said, you know, I don't remember that person, I don't remember that experience. And the guy was saying, you have to remember that, all the ugly things he said against you. And she said back to the man, no, I distinctly remember forgetting that. Well, how do you forget in a couple of seconds the bad swing you just had, the comment somebody made? How do you forget that? You have to practice that. Having releases and putting those into practice. When things happen in practice, when you had the bad swing off the tee, the bad swing off the toss, when people tell you things you didn't want to hear, you have to practice releasing that. And then you also have to learn to reframe, and that's what we'll look at next.